there. You know what I'm trying to do? I'm trying to blast off like today's high-touch, high-tech program title. Yes, we're gonna talk about things that go super fast and can blast off. The force that is able to do this is called propulsion, which is able to push things forward like rockets and jets to make them go super fast. Now, before we start talking about this, grab the bag that has a pencil in it, some straws, a rubber band, a little tiny capsule, and the safety goggles that are inside of here. This is the bag that we definitely need to grab. Inside of your envelope, we need to grab this piece of paper that has some drawings on it. Looks like rocket wings. And also inside of your envelope is a strip of some see-through Scotch tape. And not included that we definitely need is a pair of scissors, and these are a little bit more optional. It'll be great if you have your own Scotch tape because it's a little bit easier to peel this off than to peel it off from this aluminum foil. And then also, we've provided you with some Alka-Seltzer tablets, but if you got some lying around, it'll be great if you do because you can continue to launch more and more rockets with more Alka-Seltzer tablets. Okay, so once you got all of those things ready, then do you know what all of these have in common that I have here next to me? Well, yeah, they all use propulsion to move them forward. Yes, and a propulsion system is just a machine that produces thrust to move something forward. As an example, airplanes. On the airplane, they're able to generate thrust by applying Newton's third law of motion, which states, for every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. Yeah. What does that mean? Well, take this balloon, for instance. If I blow it up, it's nice and big. There's air inside. And if I let it go, of course, the air is going to come out one way, meaning there's going to be an action of the air moving out. But remember Newton's third law of motion. For every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. So if there's movement going this way, what do you think is going to happen to our balloon? Do you think it's just going to stay there? No, there has to be an equal and opposite reaction. It's gonna go that way. So here we go. You guys ready? Set. Whoa, whoa. Propulsion. Yeah, that's propulsion for you. Basically, there was an action going one way, a reaction going the other way, and then the balloon went crazy. But since it's moving forward, being pushed, that is propulsion. And now that we talked all about this propulsion, we are now going to launch our own mini rocket. Then let's make our film can rocket. These are the parts that we're going to be needing. We need the bag of Alka-Seltzer tablet, and there's a little tiny white film can that looks just like this. And then these two, I actually forgot to mention in things to get that are not included. Grab yourself a cup of water and also a plate, any sort of plate. And also what we gave you is the safety goggles. And this one was optional, which is some extra Alka-Seltzer tablet because you only get this much from us. So if you want to continue to do the same rocket launch over and over again, just get a whole bunch of Alka-Seltzer tablet for yourself. Okay, so first thing we need to do is we gotta be safe and put on our safety goggles. Ta-da! So once you got your safety goggles on, then let's build our film canister rocket. First thing we want to do is just go ahead and open up this film canister. Open it up, and then we're going to fill this halfway with water. Just go ahead and pour it in. And now what we're going to do is we're going to put in this little tiny Alka-Seltzer that is inside of this bag. And we got to do this quick. Once you put it in, you got to close it tight. Make sure that you double check that you close it tight. But be also quick in flipping it over onto the plate. And just watch it go and blast off. Okay, so here we go. Ready? set. In there. Make sure you close it nice and tight on all angles. Leave it there as well. Don't come too close or else it's gonna pop in your face. Hello? Are you there? Are you home? Is anybody inside? Are you going to pop? When are you going to pop? I don't know when. I got kissed. Oh yes. So that's why you don't want to come too close. And good thing I had my safety goggles or else you would have kissed me in the eye. Now you can obviously see that this is not meant for indoors. So you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna take this outside. Now we're ready to launch our film canister outside. Remember, fill up your film canister just about halfway. Put the tablet in and quickly put the cap on. Make sure it's completely closed. Put it on your hand this time. We don't have a plate. Just leave it on your hand. Keep it away from your face. And just watch it blast off. You guys ready? You set? Close it. Close it. Close it. Okay. Okay. Put it on your hand. Hold it out. Hold it out. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh. Did you see that? That was pretty cool. Why can't we jump into outer space? Another great question there, Mega Manoa. Yeah, the reason why we can't jump into outer space is because of a thing called gravity. Yeah, gravity keeps us stuck on the ground, and in order for us to get into outer space, we need to get away from gravity first. How do you get away from gravity? Yeah, and in order for us to beat gravity's pull, we need to go really, really, really fast. Like how fast? We need to go like about 25,000 miles an hour, which is about like 7 miles in 1 second. That's crazy fast. Yeah. And guess what? You can't go that fast on a bike or a motorcycle or in a car or not even a jet airplane can go that fast. You know what you need? You need a rocket. Yes, you need a rocket. A rocket is just a spacecraft or another type of vehicle that uses giant rocket engines on the back to push it forward. The first rockets were invented by the Chinese using gunpowder, but nowadays we use things like solid fuel and liquid fuel, and sometimes a combination of both to get the power and the thrust to get us into outer space. Now that we know a little bit about rockets, let's make one. Let's build a pencil rocket. So these are the parts we need. We need the piece of paper that has some drawings on it. It looks like little rocket wings on the edges. We definitely need that from the envelope. There's also a pencil that we need, and the straw, the smaller straw. Clear straw, no drawings on it. Also we need the pair of scissors and the strip of Scotch tape. It's nice and see-through. But I would highly recommend use your own tape. It's a lot easier to just take one of these guys, rip it off, and then just use it like that. But if you don't have Scotch tape, then let me show you what it is that we could do. But first thing we want to do is we want to cut these wings. So we want to cut the rectangular part and the wing part of both the green and the blank white one. So I'm going to do a little magic trick. Ready? Ta-da! Just cut them out like this on where the lines are. Now, if you notice with my wings here, I also split them in half. There was a little dashed line in the middle. We just split them in half. We got one wing and we got the other. So the reason why there are two sets here, there are two of these, is because you can pick one. With the blank one, you can color it however you want. And with this one, it already has a color, so you can just go ahead and use that. But for me, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use these guys right here. So let me move them to the side. And also, if you want to, you could actually set up a second rocket. So you have two rockets that you can make with these. But I'm gonna move these guys to the side, and I'm gonna use the blank one. So now, first thing you want to do is just go ahead and get your tape ready. So again, use your own Scotch tape. I would highly recommend to do that. But just in case you don't have your own Scotch tape, we did provide you with this one. So we want to cut this into threes. If you notice, there's one piece of tape on this side and there's one piece of tape on the other side. Now we're not gonna cut it into the aluminum. We're gonna pull it out and cut each of these strips into three, making a total of 6. Okay, so what I like to do is I like to peel off one side like this completely and just have it kind of off of the table, off the edge of the table like this, okay? And start slicing into 3 sections, okay? So here's one right there, and then take the next one, put it again against the table, just like so, and cut that also, you can say in half. There's the second one. And you got a third one. There's a little part that's not sticky so that you could pull it off. I'm just gonna cut that little section off like so. But you can see how much easier this would be if you used your own Scotch tape. Okay, but again, we got the other side too. There's another strip here that we're gonna peel off, and we're gonna do the same thing here. All right, so there is one right there. We're gonna cut that into 3s. And here's the second one, right in half. And the last one, right at the edge. Boop. Cut off the piece that you peel off where you hold, okay? Then after that, what we're going to do is now we're going to grab the white piece or the rectangular piece, whether you pick the green or this white piece, and we're going to wrap it around our pencil. Okay, so I like to put mine either on the top going this way or the other way, and then just start to wrap it around and try to keep it as tight as possible wrapped around your pencil, as tightly around there as possible, okay? So we got that right on there. You can even use your hands, just kind of press it down as best as you can. But while it's there, before we let it go and let it unravel, we are going to use the tape to keep it still. So we're going to put tape right on the top part of the paper and on the bottom. So go ahead and grab your tape, and we're going to put it so it wraps all the way around the paper, like so. And also, while you do this, make sure you don't let it touch the pencil, because we don't want it to stick onto the pencil, okay? And we want to do the same thing on the bottom, down over here. And so, just wrap it around. Remember, try to keep it above the paper so it does not, or rather, not touching the pencil, right? There we go. Now they're sticking together. You see this little bulge right there? We could put a tape straight across to keep that down. So grab another one and put it right on top of there. And there you go. Long ways. We're going long ways now. So now the piece of paper is stuck onto itself. Nice and in there. Then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to put on the wings, which are these little guys. Okay, so we're going to put one on one side and one on the other side. Okay, so if you see how it does go on top of here, I like to keep it as flush to the end of the paper as I can. So once it's like this, we're going to put tape on the upper edge over here, on the upper side of the wing. Now, mind you, you don't want it to be the other way. You don't want it to be pointing down. You want it to make sure that it's both pointing straight up like this. And we're gonna put tape on top. And if you want to, if you have some extra tape, you could tape the bottom as well. But just make sure you don't tape it onto your pencil. Okay, so I'm gonna take my tape, make sure that my wing is right to the edge, just like how you see, and put the tape on top, wrap that around, and there is one wing that is stuck onto there. We want to do the same thing with the other wing on the other side. Okay, and you want them to be in the same direction, right? Parallel to each other. They're both facing this way, not sideways like that, right? So they're both what we call parallel to each other. And once it's there, nice and straight where you want it, grab the tape and tape that on. Yep. There you go. Wrap that around Wrap it around all the way. And again, you can, if you want to, you could tape the bottoms, but I'm gonna keep this tape for the next part, okay? So once it's there, what you could do is we're going to, right now the wings are just going sideways, but you can have it so that they're a little bit more diagonal. Just bend it so that one goes in each direction, kind of like a north, south, east, and west. Okay, if you look at it from the top, do you see how that is, right? So you could see how they're all in different directions. You could do this instead of just having them all just straight left to right, right? So in any case, now it's starting to look a lot more like a rocket, but the next thing that we're going to be doing is we're gonna move up our rocket to the top of the pencil, okay? And once it's on the top of the pencil, what we wanna do is we wanna let it go past the top of the pencil just by a little bit, about the size of your finger, about that high, right? And once you do that, then we wanna pinch it. You wanna pinch it with your fingers, okay? And once you start to pinch it, go ahead and start twisting it as well. So twist it so it becomes a bit more pointy, okay? So just go ahead and keep on twisting it. And once you twist it and it starts to kind of stay in that way, we're going to use the last piece of tape to kind of hold that twist where we just made it, okay? So just twist it just like that and take your tape and tape the very top of that together. Okay, and you can maneuver the tape so that it goes around everything so it stays, okay? So we want that twist to stay on top. And there we go. Once you finish the twist and the tape, we are done building our rocket. So if you made sure that it didn't stick to the pencil, you should be able to take this off nice and easily. But guess what we do now? You take the clear straw, put it right through. You know what's gonna happen next. We're just gonna blow through the straw and let's see what happens. Ready? Oh, super fast. But obviously this is an experiment that's better done outside. So let's go outside. Now that we're outside, let's do our pencil launch rocket, this time outside, right? So just go ahead and take your straw, put it inside, and I'm gonna blow straight up. Let's see how high it can go. Ready? Oh, not the bad. This time though, let me do it with the rest of my mini Mega Manoas. And I'm gonna launch it right at you. Ready? Now that we know what propulsion is and what rockets are, what we're gonna do now is we are going to make our very own rocket propulsion engine. Oh, this is gonna be really cool. And if you remember what Newton's third law of motion states, for every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. We are now going to build our rocket propulsion engine. And what we need for this is just the large straw. It's called a boba straw. We also will be needing our balloon, and there are two little tiny rubber bands that we will be needing for this experiment. So this is a very simple experiment. Just take the boba straw, take the balloon on the whole end and put it inside. Now you don't want to put it all the way, not like this, okay? You just want to put a small amount, about an inch worth on the edge of your boba straw. Then all we need to do is just take your rubber band and wrap that around. So first thing we want to do is just want to stretch it out like this with your fingers, put it around and let it sit right on top of that boba straw and on top of that balloon. But it's not as tight, so we could do something called double tying it. So which is, you just pull out the rubber band and then twist your hand as if you're turning a doorknob. See how I did that? And then just wrap that around the balloon again, and it should hold nice and still, a little bit tighter that second time. But we still also have a second rubber band, so you could just put that right around. Okay, but again, if it's too loose like how you see right here, we're just gonna double tie it. Remember, just stretch it out and then twist your hand as if you're turning a doorknob. Then wrap that around the balloon and back onto there, and there we go. So how is this a rocket propulsion engine? Well, first we're going to put some air inside, like how Mega Manoa did in the very beginning. So blow through the other end of the boba straw. But as you saw, if I just let go, all the air is gonna come out. So we have to close off the lip right over here once we blow some air inside of it. So here we go. Again, blow into it. But you gotta close this end and make sure if you start hearing something, that means you're not pinching hard enough. So you gotta pinch it to hold the air inside, and then you could blow again by releasing your finger, blowing in, and then closing it again. Watch. I'm building it some more. And now keep on holding it there, and if we let this go, like how you saw with Mega Manoa, the air is gonna come out on one end. There's gonna be some movement and action going on one end, but through Newton's third law of motion, there has to be an opposite reaction. So just like how you saw, my balloon and your balloon is gonna go the other way. But what you could do with this is you could just let it go, or you could kind of just gently place the bubble straw into like your hand if you make a circle like this. And let's see what happens if I just let go. Oh, it's pretty cool. But now that we did it here, let's try this outside. Now that we're outside again, let's do the balloon launch, right? So same thing as usual, blow it up, hold it by the neck, and then if you just let it go, let's see which direction it goes. Ready? Oh! Let's do it again. And once you're ready, just lift off. Ready? Oh! Oh! Pretty cool. And there you have it. Yeah, we had a lot of fun. I certainly did, and I hope you did. And until next time, this has been Mega Manoa, and it's time to blast off.